What if I told you that wealthy people are not necessarily working harder than everyone else? In fact, some of the wealthiest people on earth work fewer hours than people earning a fraction of their income. Sounds unfair, doesn't it? After all, we've been taught a simple formula since childhood. Work harder, work longer, work more, earn more. But what if that formula is incomplete? What if the people creating extraordinary wealth aren't winning because they work harder, but because they understand something most people never learn? A concept so powerful that it can turn 1 hour of effort into hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars in value. That concept is called leverage. And today, we're going to uncover one of the biggest secrets behind wealth creation. The financial leverage secret. The ability to create bigger results with less effort. Let's begin. Imagine two people. The first person digs a hole using only a shovel. The second person uses a powerful machine. Both are working. Both are putting in effort. But one person creates 10 times the result. Not because they are stronger, not because they are smarter, but because they are using leverage. Leverage is simply a force multiplier. It allows a small amount of effort to create a much larger outcome. And once you understand this principle, you'll start seeing it everywhere. The biggest financial mistake most people make is believing that income is directly connected to effort. They believe the only way to earn more is to work more. More hours, more shifts, more tasks, more stress. And while this approach can increase income, it has a limit, because there are only 24 hours in a day. Eventually, you run out of time. This is why many hardworking people never become wealthy. They're trapped in a system where every dollar requires more of their time. And time is limited. Wealthy people play a different game. Instead of asking, "How can I work more?" they ask, "How can my work create results even when I'm not working?" That single question changes everything. Because wealth is rarely built through effort alone. It's built through leveraged effort. Think about it this way. Imagine someone earning $10 for every hour they work. If they stop working, income stops. Now imagine someone who creates something once and gets paid repeatedly. The same effort produces value again and again. That's leverage. And this is where many people begin to understand why some individuals seem to advance so much faster than others. It's not always about intelligence. It's not always about talent. It's often about multiplication. The wealthy focus on multiplication. The average person focuses on addition. The average person asks, "How can I earn another $100?" The wealthy ask, "How can I create a system that produces hundreds of dollars repeatedly?" One mindset increases effort. The other increases outcomes. Now, let's talk about the 4 forms of leverage that have created more wealth than almost anything else in history. The first is time leverage. Most people sell their own time, but wealthy thinkers learn how to use other people's time effectively. Instead of doing everything themselves, they delegate, collaborate, and build systems that allow multiple people to work toward a shared outcome. One person can only do so much, but a coordinated group can achieve extraordinary things. The second form is knowledge leverage. Knowledge is one of the few assets that becomes more valuable when applied repeatedly. Learning a valuable skill once can generate opportunities for decades. A single idea can save thousands of hours. A single lesson can prevent years of mistakes. This is why wealthy people invest heavily in learning. Not because information is valuable, but because applied information creates leverage. The third form is capital leverage. Money can work. That's one of the most important ideas in finance. Most people work for money. Wealthy people learn how to make money work for them. Every dollar becomes a tiny employee, and over time, those employees begin generating more employees. This is where compounding enters the picture. A small amount of capital can eventually create results far beyond the original investment, because money is no longer sitting still. It's producing, growing, expanding. The fourth form is technology leverage. This may be the most powerful leverage tool ever created. Technology allows one action to reach thousands or even millions of people. One piece of content, one product, one system, one idea, created once, distributed endlessly. This is why some individuals can create massive impact without working around the clock. Technology multiplies effort, and multiplication is the language of wealth. Now here's where most people get stuck. Leverage feels slow in the beginning. Working longer hours often produces immediate results. Leverage usually doesn't. Building systems takes time. Learning skills takes time. Investing takes time. Creating assets takes time. And because the rewards aren't immediate, many people quit before leverage begins working. They return to trading time for money because the results are visible. But visible isn't always valuable. The greatest financial opportunities often look small in the beginning. A skill learned today. A relationship built today. A system created today. An investment started today. None of these seem life-changing, but over time, they create outcomes that effort alone could never achieve. This is why wealthy thinkers often focus on long-term leverage rather than short-term income. They understand something that most people miss. Effort creates income. Leverage creates wealth. And there is a massive difference between the two. Income helps you survive. Wealth creates freedom. The goal is not to work forever. The goal is to build enough leverage that your results continue growing even when your effort slows down. Think about a tree. The person planting the seed does not receive immediate rewards. For months, sometimes years, growth appears small, but eventually the tree begins producing fruit, and once that happens, the harvest becomes much larger than the effort required to plant the seed. Financial leverage works exactly the same way. The early stages require patience. The rewards arrive later. But when they arrive, they often exceed anything direct effort could produce. That's why wealthy people are obsessed with assets. Assets are leverage machines. They continue creating value after the initial work is completed. The average person spends most of their life chasing income. The wealthy spend much of their life building assets. One focuses on today's paycheck. The other focuses on tomorrow's freedom. And that's the real financial leverage secret. The wealthiest people aren't necessarily the hardest workers. They're often the best multipliers. They understand that there is a limit to personal effort, but almost no limit to leveraged effort. So instead of constantly asking, "How can I work harder?" ask yourself a different question. What can I build today that will continue creating value tomorrow? Because wealth isn't created when effort increases. Wealth is created when effort multiplies. And the moment you understand leverage, you stop chasing money 1 hour at a time. You start building systems that can work for you long after today's work is done. That's when financial growth stops being linear and starts becoming exponential. And if you're serious about building wealth and changing your financial future, smash that subscribe button right now and join us for the next episode.